High time that a review of the country's fiscal regime was carried out in order to create a more competitive environment for industry players. Cabinet Secretary for Mining Dan Kazungu said with the aid of the Extractives Hub, a UK Department for International Development program, the sector would look to best practice from countries like Ghana.
The discussion is starting now on how we will come with that that we think is a fair jurisdiction, competitive jurisdiction for Kenya. In attendance during today's session are key captains of industry, and like I say, led by Dr. Cedric Simone here, Chairman of Kenya Chamber of Mines, as well as key government counterparts like my colleague here from the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum. Following the inauguration speech made by His Excellency President Kenyatta, it is clear that mining is one of the key growth sectors earmarked by the government of Kenya. You heard in his inaugural speech that he made mining, it was clear that mining should play a very key role in the economic growth of the country, to drive revenue, to grow, to ensure we have jobs created, and to grow wealth as well. The Minister of Mining is keen to ensure that it implements policies that will spur investment in the industry and cement Kenya's position as a mining jurisdiction. And I think we're making some good progress there. Last year, we moved 16 global ranking places from number 102 at the tail end to number 86. We jumped 16 global ranking places. We'll be waiting to see this year what our number will be. Our hope is now we'll crash into the 70s. And maybe next year we can get in the 60s. We'll become a top mining jurisdiction in the world. For several years, industry players have been requesting for a review of the country's fiscal regime in order to make it more competitive. We've always been hearing this. When will you sit down and revise the fiscal regime? Because we see figures, but we don't know how these figures, these taxation rates or royalty rates, how they arrived at. Did someone just thumbsuck these figures, or was there a scientific discussion around these figures? So that's the conversation that we are progressing now. The fiscal regime currently in use is not well structured, hence the need for the country to put in place a transparent, accountable, predictable, and globally competitive fiscal regime. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you realize that investors have options. If we are not competitive and attractive here, they'll go somewhere else. But again, we just don't want to be attractive for the sake of being attractive. We want to be attractive, yes, but we want to get the best out of our mineral resource.
Interesting times indeed for the mining sector. Let's take you further afield to Tanzania, where Tanzania President John Magufuli has lauded Paul Kagame's visit to the country, saying it is expected to strengthen economic ties between the two nations. Here's more.